Laywoman Huang is the deputy squad leader of the Nine Lotus Class, and she is a sister with great compassion. She lives in a Buddhist family located in Adam Street, Taichung. She is devoted to nurturing bodhisattva and usually persuades people to chant Amitabaha, and is good at using expedient to ferry people. If neighbor children who are frightened and can sleep, their parents will bring the child and ask her to bless it with the great compassion mantra. Then the child can sleep easily. It was about 1961, one day, when I visited Laywoman Huang's home, I saw a young woman holding a doll in her hands and asked Huang to recite the great compassion mantra for her baby. After finishing the reciting, she persuaded the woman. When breastfeeding the baby, you should always chant Amitabaha so that you can bring up your child easily. In fact, you can chant anytime and anywhere. You can even chant Amitabaha when sweeping the floor, laundering, or when you are walking with one sound for each step so that your home will be safe and sound. Sister Huang asked her again, "What's your husband's occupation?" "Freight truck driver," answered the woman. When Huang heard that, she said sincerely, "You must teach your husband to chant Amitabaha when you go back. In case of disasters, you should chant Namo Amitabaha Buddha out loud to avoid danger." The woman has good roots and is very clever. After returning home, she told her husband a lot of what the laywoman taught her about chanting the Buddha. She taught her husband to chant the Buddha while driving, and even loudly when at stake. And it definitely can turn the crisis into safety and so on. A month later, I went to Huang's house to inform her of the meeting. Unexpectedly, I met that woman again, who was holding the doll in her hand, accompanying her husband with smiles on their face, offering fragrant flowers and fruits, and said they were coming to worship Amitabaha Buddha. For a while, Sister Huang felt amazed by their action. It turned out that the gentleman listened to his wife's advice, and it was inspiring to chant the Buddha while he was driving. "Thanks for your mercy. You taught my wife to chant the Buddha and also taught her to advise me to chant the Buddha too," he said. "Yesterday I drove a large truck of vegetables to Taipei. It was already more than 2 a.m. at midnight on my return trip. When I came to an intersection between Zonglai and Taichung, suddenly, the car stopped. No matter how I tried to restart, it just couldn't move. When my four limbs were tired, my spirit was in a trance, I couldn't figure out any alternative solution. Strange enough, I suddenly thought of the method you had taught my wife how to chant the Buddha. At that time, I was sitting in the driver's seat holding the steering wheel with both hands, a little sleepy and dazed, and said, my wife went to a Buddhist laywoman's home in Adam Street. She was taught to chant Amitabaha when cooking and sweeping, also chant Amitabaha when holding dolls and even washing clothes. Besides, she taught me to chant Namo Amitabaha even more aloud when in danger or disasters. When I said this, it was really baffling. In an instant, the engine of the freight truck spun up spontaneously and the truck went towards Taichung. I was astonished and awakened immediately. The deputy driver, who was dozing off too, also woke up at that moment. Before dawn, we arrived home safely. The driver said again, "Laywoman, I like to settle a Buddha statue for me to worship at home. Can I?" Huang replied happily, "Excellent, excellent." She then gave him a picture of the Holy Triad of the West, which was printed in Hong Kong, and told them to frame the picture. In addition, she taught them some simple homework to practice in the morning and evening. The driver and his wife left with immense gratitude. I heard this incredible inspiring story with my ears. I'd advise you all, it is rare to have the human body. Everyone with a mouth should chant Namo Amitabaha Buddha, which is a great mantra with grand virtues. We should never let it go in this life.